kids, it's Mrs. Compton, and we need our, boom, whiteboards and markers, or at least a paper and pencil, but I hope you have a whiteboard and marker. I like them because you can erase your mistakes and then change it up, you know? Just a thought. All right, we are going to write a fraction that is equivalent to, I haven't given you the fraction yet. First, I want to talk about this word. I want to make sure that you're using your reading skills in math. It's very important. So here we've got this EQUI, and there's an L right after it. It's kind of like equal. Equal? All right, so the word part, EQUI, actually means equal. Like, if you think about the word equator, right? You can imagine a globe in your head. The equator goes down the middle and separates the globe into one half of the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere, right? So it breaks the globe into two equal parts. So when you see EQUI or EQU, we can infer that it means equal. Okay, so write a fraction that is equivalent to 1/2. All right, don't forget we have our handy dandy tool over here. So we know we're trying to find a fraction that is equivalent to 1/2. Now, can I write 1/3? No, it's not the same, right? I have to find something that has the same amount. All right, maybe you need to hit pause right now. Maybe you need to think a little bit more. I think I'm gonna do mine. Okay, are you ready? On the count of 3, ready? 1, 2, 3, let's see it. Boom. I chose this one. 2/4 is equivalent to 1/2. Okay, because I basically was like, all right, there's 1/2. Oh, got a match. That is 1/4 and another 1/4. Together that makes 2/4. So 1/2, ooh, I almost fell, is equal to 2/4. And I think a while ago we were kind of thinking about the relationship between the numerator and the denominator. 1 is half of 2, and 2 is half of 4. So if there's a relationship between half, like 1's half of 2, 2 is half of 4, 3 is half of 6, then those fractions equal 1/2. All right, I'm gonna hit pause. I'm gonna get your next one ready. I've got a challenge for ya. All right, well, I think it's gonna be a challenge. I don't know. I suspect some kids might get this wrong. I don't know. All right, so write a fraction that is equivalent to 4/6. All right, so 4/6. 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6. All right, looking for an equivalent fraction of 4/6. I think I'm gonna draw this one. All right, you might need to hit, I think I'm gonna hit pause while I draw. Okay, are you ready? Was it a challenge? Yes or no? Was for me, just a small one. All right, here we go. So I'm thinking we got 4/6, 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6. Red fish, blue fish. What's the rest of that? I don't know. Okay, so here we are. This is the line. And I started looking down here, and that didn't match. That didn't match. So then I went back to my 4/6, and I looked up. That didn't match. That didn't match. But then that matched. So I was at 1/3, 2/3. So 4/6 is equal to 2/3. But I couldn't just leave it at that. I had to do a little drawing. Okay, so I was thinking about 4/6. 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6. And then that's 5, 6, and 6, 6. But those aren't shaded. And then 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. But that one's not shaded. Okay, so then I was thinking, how are these pictures alike? Well, I can tell they have the same amount of shading, but this one has 6 pieces and this one only has 3. But I could actually see that if I broke these pieces into 6 pieces right there, I would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 again. So I could actually see it. Or I could think about, well, I could group these into pairs because there's 2 over here. Well, there's 2 over there alone, so I could put these into 2, these into 2. Everybody gets a 2. So now I have 1 group, 2 groups. So 2 groups out of 3 groups shaded. So I can actually see they're equal. Oh my goodness. We're getting a little more complicated now, you guys. We are getting into big ideas. And I like a little complicated big idea because you know what that does? Stretches our brains, which is what we're here for. We don't want everything to be easy. We want a little brain stretch. Okay, so we've got Cole here. And nice of Cole, he's bringing a submarine sandwich to share with some friends, which, that sounds good. Pizza sounds good. Sandwich sounds good. I think I'm hungry. All right, here we go. Cole brought a submarine sandwich to a picnic. He shared the sandwich equally with 3 friends. The sandwich was cut into 8ths. Okay, so we've just learned something important. The sandwich was cut into 8ths. So we know it's going to have 8 parts. Now, what are 2 ways to describe the part of the sandwich each friend ate? Do you have to read that again? I have to read it again. Okay. You might want to hit pause, read it back to yourself. I'm going to read it back to myself. Okay. I think I understand it a little bit better. I had to read it twice. At first, I was imagining the sandwich being cut into 8 parts, so I was doing my visualization. And then after that, I was thinking about 3 friends sharing, but then I remembered we had to add Cole in there. So not just 3 friends, but 3 friends and Cole. So then I started thinking about that, and that actually helped me. So let's do this. If you have a whiteboard, you can draw out a big old submarine sandwich. I just use a rectangle. Yeah. All right, now we're going to cut it into 8 pieces. Make sure you use multiplication to help you cut your fractions. Okay, so cut your rectangle in half. Now, cut each half in half. That'll give us 4 pieces. Now, cut each of the 4 pieces in half again. That'll give us 8 pieces. And they'll be equal sized. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I have now cut the sandwich into 8 pieces. All right, we've got them sharing the sandwich equally with 3 friends plus a Cole. All right, so how might you show what each person gets? All right, so I want you to hit pause, and I really want you to think about how much, if they eat the whole thing, how much each person's going to get and what would it look like? All right, hit pause. Okay, I've got my big ideas. Here we go. Maybe this one would go to Cole. And then he would give this to friend number 1, and then friend number 2, and then friend number 3. And then there's more left, so then he's like, well, I get another piece, and friend number 1 gets another piece, and friend number 2 gets another piece, and friend number 3 gets another piece, and nobody's crying because everybody got 2 pieces, right? So you could pass out the pieces. Now, maybe if you're starting to get sophisticated and you're like, ooh, well, I knew everybody was going to get 2 pieces because if there were 4 people and 8 slices, 8 divided by 4 people would give you 2. So maybe you did Cole. Wah-ha-ha! 2 pieces side by side. So now you're not just like splitting up the sandwich, 1 for you, 1 for you, 1 for you. You're actually using some strategy here. Okay, now this one would be friend 1 and another for friend 1. Friend 2 and another for friend 2. And friend 3, another for friend 3. Right? Okay, so we could say each person gets 2/8. That's 2/8. That's 2/8. That's 2/8. And that's 2/8. Okay, we have an equal share here. Everybody gets the same amount. Nobody's crying. Nobody's crabby because they're hangry. All right, now, we could also think about grouping them in a different way. Y'all see this. What if we just put the two pieces together and started thinking about them as one group of the sandwich right there? And here's another one. And another one. And another one. Now, if I think about it, I have just created not 8 groups, but 1, 2, 3, 4 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4 groups. Okay, so now we have 4 groups. So I'm going to put 4 as my denominator. Now, each person would only get 1 out of those 4 groups. So basically, 1/4 is the same as 2/8. We can actually see that on our handy dandy trusty chart. 1/4 is the same as 2/8. 1/4 of a sandwich would make 2 slices, or 2/8 of a sandwich would make 2 slices. All right, it's time for you to get crafty in the kitchen. We've been chatting for a while. All right, I think you should go cut some stuff up. See you later. Bye.